Soprafina Market Cafe specializes in serving fresh Italian food to scores of urban professionals. Although the menu here has remained relatively stable since the restaurant opened, over the past few years, at all 5 of their Loop locations, these casual lunchtime hotspots have undergone some very subtle yet very important changes. Changes that actually began 1,000 miles away on a Caribbean island.
5 years ago, I had the great good fortune to be on vacation in St. Martin and sitting on the beach, and I watched a sea turtle wash up on the beach. It was dead, and I found out later that the sea turtle had ingested a plastic bag that it thought was a jellyfish, and it had died as a result of that. Well, we use about 400,000 plastic bags here in a year in our Soprafina Market Cafes, and my mother lives on Longboat Key in Florida and has been responsible for launching green sea turtles for 10 or 15 years. So I was working at cross purposes against my mother, and I didn't think that was a good idea. You'd never want to offend your mother.
Upon his return to Chicago, Rosenthal decided he needed to get rid of the plastic bags used in his restaurants and looked into a more eco-friendly option. What he found was that switching to a biodegradable bag would cost him 3 times as much as he was currently paying. Going green meant he was going to need to spend more of it. To address this problem, he assembled a group of his environmentally focused peers into a loosely run organization that came to be known as the Green Chicago Restaurant Co-op.
We originally started as a buying organization where we would go out and source sustainable products that we could prove were sustainable and weren't just making claims to that effect, and then to negotiate prices on behalf of the membership that were lower than what an individual could get on the open market.
In addition to buying, the co-op has also gotten more involved with green advocacy while also educating people about the act of greenwashing, or misleading consumers regarding the environmental practices of a company or the environmental benefits of a product or service.
People in the city and nationwide are so confused about what's truly sustainable. Am I doing the right thing, or am I buying something that I think is green that's really not?
One of the ways in which the co-op decided to combat this was through the creation of an innovative new program dubbed Guaranteed Green. Through it, people will now be able to identify and support restaurants certified by either the Green Restaurant Association or Green Seal, 2 independent national nonprofits that have comprehensive environmental standards on energy and water conservation, waste management, and sustainable food purchasing, among other things.
People that come to Guaranteed Green restaurants in the city of Chicago can be absolutely assured that they're dining in a green restaurant because it's been independently third-party certified. You know, restaurants that have gone through this program have had to work very hard to reach those certification standards. It's not greenwashing in the slightest. So people that come to Guaranteed Green restaurants can dine with confidence that they're dining in a sustainable restaurant.
The guidelines, which can be found on the co-op's website, buygreenchicago.org, are meant to give diners 100% confidence that a restaurant has made substantial progress toward making a truly sustainable business. There are currently 20 restaurants in the city that carry the certification, with several more working through the process. One of the first restaurateurs to join the co-op and get Guaranteed Green certification was Helen Cameron, who along with her husband owns Uncommon Ground, an eco-friendly restaurant with 2 Northside locations that also happen to be the greenest restaurants in the city.
It was a challenging experience, and it was a major learning experience for me, because I have been immersed in sort of a green thought process for years now. And I feel like I know a great deal about it. But going through the certification gave me a whole other level of knowledge and understanding about what all this means.
These changes, from installing aerators on all faucets and hand dryers in the restrooms, to placing thermal solar panels on the United States' first certified organic green roof, have definitely added up, and not only in terms of saving the planet. While being socially and environmentally conscious has always been important to the Camerons, they're also running a business. And because of that, they've become very pragmatic about how they look at going green.
First and foremost, if I can't make it work in the context of my business, then I can't really show anyone else that they should be doing it. If you can save money and be environmentally responsible, I think that's sort of the proof in the pudding.
So far, what's been happening at Uncommon Ground is that little by little, the Camerons have been building their green systems and in return have seen a decrease in their energy consumption, while increasing not only their level of sustainability, but also their savings. Savings that they then reinvest into yet more green features.
Obviously, anything that we can use that's better overall is the direction that we want to take. I just think that's the way it should be.
There is still a long way to go to get to the place where sustainable business practices and products are the norm rather than the exception. But it's clear there are people here taking the steps to make our city a more environmentally friendly place to live. With groups like the Green Chicago Restaurant Co-op working diligently to change the way we think about the world and our responsibility to it, things are certainly headed in the right direction.
If we want to leave the planet in a condition that our children can survive in, we're going to have to start now to work on these problems. So people need to recognize that this is serious stuff, and the sooner we get our arms around it, the sooner we're going to be able to start to clean up the planet.
For more information on the Green Chicago Restaurant Co-op, or for a full list of guaranteed green restaurants, visit buygreenchicago.org.